Hey guys, True Knight here. So before we get into the video, I wanted to call to your attention. I do sell a lot on eBay. So if you guys are watching out the videos and everything and you're checking them out, and you're interested at all, please come to my eBay channel and just let me know, hey, True, this is so and so. I watched your video. It was a great video or something like that. Saw your commercial before the video. I'm interested in this deck. I tend to be a one-stop shop for deck cores. So like you'll see here a Mana DM deck that has pretty much the entire deck core with Scareclaw, the entire Voices Voice deck, a Centurion engine, a Sprite engine with Tri-Brigade, an entire Fiendsmith core. I like to, when I'm building a deck, I build all of its different variants. A big one that you'll see here is I have White Forest. It has Euro printed common stuff, but I also have the extra Americanized printed ones. But you'll also see it'll come with like the pure version staples, the Centurion package, and Runic package. So you'll just kind of get like everything you're looking for in that one thing kind of thing. So please let me know if you're interested. I also carry Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, Commander decks. I have like some cool stuff, some singles for Lorcana, and then other miscellaneous stuff. I have a whole bunch of football cards from 1990s. Just shoot me a message. I got a really great mat. I have several mats that I'll be posting throughout the week, so you'll see that too. But that'll be it for right now. Sorry to talk your ear off before we even get into the video, but I just wanted to call it to your attention because I am looking to move a lot of it. So please let me know if you're interested. Alright, enjoy the video, guys. Peace. Hey guys, True Knight here. So we're going to go over today a lot of the stuff I've been hearing since the weekend and the Banlist release, and just kind of been sitting like a fly on the wall in my Yu-Gi-Oh group chat. Went to a locals yesterday and got like a good consensus of how people feel about it through conversation. Listened to a lot of people talk and their opinions, both in person, in chat, online, of course, as you do in media, and just all sorts of things like that. Twitter, stuff like that. So here is what I've come to. Nobody likes this list, and the people who do like this list, they say it's because they like, from what I've heard, this is from what I've heard, the people that do like this list are people that play Yubel, Runic, main deck Tempai, main deck is maybe Snake Eye, things of that nature. But like rogue players, people who I associate, like my teammates and everything on my team, general consensus from them is that this list did absolutely nothing to the state of the game. It just brought consistency a little down, but that wasn't what the community wanted. And that's just what I've been listening to people say. In my Banlist take video, I told you guys, sure, Konami kind of decoyed us by making all these changes and 4 pages full of look at all these cards on there, but 2 of them meant nothing, couldn't care less about. And then the ones that did matter, I told you how meaningful were all those hits. How meaningful, on time, and impactful were those hits be. In my opinion, Lacrima was the biggest hit, because it threw people through the loop for a day or two on Fiendsmith. And I also think Beatrice. So, but not only that, I also said the biggest loser of the ban list was Gimmick Puppet, which a lot of people can like confirmed with, which is hilarious. How in the world are we in a tier 0 format and the biggest hit taken is the 6th or 7th best deck? It's like really weird, but it's Konami's logic, and that's what I'm trying to get at, is that like, that's what my whole point of this video is Konami's logic when it comes to the ban list. It's all money. It's all money. What's going to sell? How are we going to increase sales for the future sets, for reprints, all of that shenanigans, right? So what I mean by that is you could tell Wanted wasn't getting touched because they hyped it up and reprinted it. They announced it. They talked about it. Same with Black Witch, the Bellstar. I could tell Snake Eyes was not going to take a ban, which is what I called in my series. As I said, I don't think they're going to ban a Snake Eyes card. They're just going to hit it. Like, because Azima cards. They want that deck to come out and be crazy. Which is hilarious to me, you know, and it just proves my point even further. The Yubel hit was a joke. It was laughable at best. It did absolutely nothing to the deck. The Tenpai hit was a joke. Did absolutely nothing to the deck. Nobody's scared. The only real hits that came were just, wow, they really hit hard at Gimmick Puppet. They couldn't even bother to hit the Gimmick Puppet luck for Branded. They just thought that, hey, we'll hit Branded Diffusion to 1 because that's what Branded players are already playing it at in some cases. So it's kind of weird because this is who we have dictating the course of our game, right? There is no collectability factor in cards to me because you grow fond of a deck, it eventually takes a hit on the ban list, and then how popular the deck is and how well it's sold dictates the future of that deck. So, for example, Branded. Why did Branded get every single card as a possible, like, Quarter Century, Ultimate, Starlight, all those things? Well, it's sold like crazy. Branded stuff would sell like crazy, so Konami printed the hell out of it. And that's why they don't touch it until now. And even now, it wasn't even a slap on the wrist. Like, you ask Branded players, hey, how do you feel about Fusion to 1? They could care less. So, how meaningful was the ban list, right? To me, I stand by what I said. I said on a good day, the ban list was a 4 out of 10. In my personal opinion, it was a 3 out of 10. And the reason I gave it a 3 is because they actually hit Prosperity. So even though it was 2 years too late, they listened to us and they finally hit Prosperity. The second reason is because Lacrima. They surprised the hell out of all of us. They actually hit the card that none of us were expecting. How meaningful was that hit? It kind of rattled us as a player base for what, like a day? And now players have already figured out combos around it, and it just doesn't matter. So, now, what does that mean about the future ban lists? Because people are already, like, coping that, you guys, you know what? The real good ban list is going to be in December. And they're going to make it effective for January, so that way, in 2025, we're all gung-ho going forward with a crazy cool format. I'm not buying it. I think that the ban list in December or whatever is just going to say, hey, we hit an Azamina card to 1. Snake Eyes is still the best deck. And that's just what they're going to do. Like, Konami doesn't care about the game state. They don't care about player happiness. They only care about what is going to fill their grimy little pockets. So once you guys get a hold of that and get a grasp of that, your expectations of the ban list become much more realistic. Because this is what I told people in my group chats and on social media and all those platforms, is I told them leading up to the list, do not expect this thing that you guys all think is happening. Like, a lot of people were just like, they're gonna ban Flamberge and they're gonna hit Yubel, they're gonna hit Apo, SP, IP, they're gonna hit all these 4 horsemen, yada yada yada. Like, there was just all this talk that this ban list was gonna be insane, and I said, where did Konami ever say that? And everybody said, well, they said in their announcements, Snake Eye and Yubel and Fiendsmith's last hurrah. They obviously lied to us, because guaranteed at the next YCS, you're going to see Snake Eye, Fiendsmith, and Yubel all in the top 64. Guaranteed. So, that little bullshit that Konami lied to you about, that was your own fault for believing that bullshit, because they just straight up lied to you. But you're cool with it, right? You're cool with it because Lacrima got banned. Now, there are defenders. There are people sitting here going, this list is so much more deep and impactful than you thought. And what's funny is I heard two people say that. Two people were just like, you're an idiot if you think this list is just terrible, and you're an idiot because you guys just have no idea how the Konami ban list works, and it's going to show itself in a couple of days, yada yada yada. And then 3 days later, we all went to our first big local in Colorado, and what did we see? I went to a 26-man local, and 16 of them were playing U-Bell themes. But it was on its last hurrah, right? So, the only reason that 8 of those 16 players said that they're not playing Snake Eye is because they said, we're just going to wait for the Azima cards. Or, I've been playing this deck and winning with it for 7 months, I just want to play something different, so I picked up U-Bell. That's the change that Konami promoted, that Konami did. How impactful and meaningful was that change? Well, here's a little funny stat. I asked the community in my area, hey, how do y'all feel about the ban list in the next coming format? 30% said that they feel like there was meaningful hits and meaningful change. The other 70% said this ban list did nothing but change the consistency of how they win with the current decks that we already play. That's rough, man. That's rough. Like, that to me tells me that to me tells me that the list itself and the build up and the hype up to it, Konami lied to you, the player base. And Konami got you hyped up because they gave you a date for the first time in 10 years. Not a date, but they gave you a cultural marker to look at of where it could be. And then they blue-balled you in the description part of a YouTube video where they said, yeah, it's the 29th of August, but our list is coming out the last day of August. And here's what I told my buddy, and I can present him if I need to for proof. But I called him that day, and on the 29th, when that YouTube video was happening where Master Duel was doing this cringe video of revealing a celebrity, and you can tell that the guy had no interest in what Yu-Gi-Oh was. He got his paycheck and left. The audio was terrible. Like, it was just a cringe video, right? And in that video description came out that announcement of, hey guys, the ban list is coming out on the 31st. Here's why they did that. And here's my philosophy of what happened. I think that Konami TCG presented the OCG with a pretty impactful ban list, and I think that the OCG said sure to it. And then right after Nats, I think the OCG came back and said, we changed our minds. You can't do that ban list, and we're going to give you a different ban list you can do. Or here's what's actually approved for your ban list request in the American and TCG game. And I think there was kind of back and forth trade-off between TCG and OCG of like, can we please do this? Can we make that move? Can we do this? And OCG just kept on, nope, 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 nope. And they finally ended on the list we got. So what do you do as a corporation? Because I reference this in a lot of my videos. I work for a corporation. I've worked in a corporation for probably about 20 years in career that I've had a job since I can, whatever, yada, 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 right? I've been around this. The list they decided to have come out on a holiday weekend. Labor Day, right? We're all off on Monday. Here was Konami's thoughts. This list sucks. And we know it sucks. So we are going to present this list on Saturday, right before we go home at noon Mountain Standard Time, which was my time it came out. And we're tuck tail and running for the next 3 days. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We're ducking and covering. Nobody look at your Twitters. Nobody look at anything, because this list is horrible. Hopefully by Tuesday, the player base will just adapt, have the meta solved, and we can move on. That's exactly what happened. Like, to me as the player base, you guys came together and you rallied in the most weird way like this player base does, and you did your horse vomiting meme at Konami for like 5 days straight, to the point where they had to step up and have Billy Break announce, alright guys, we're going to give you this list in 2 days, right? You pissed off Konami that much. And then the ban list came. Because the ban list finally came, you shut up. What should have happened? You guys should have done double the memes at Konami with that ban list. You've been waiting for 2 months for that list. Your expectations are Snake Eyes will not be playable anymore going forward. And it's the exact opposite. Snake Eyes is in every way playable. Yubel is just replacing Snake Eyes' place as King Dick. Like, there was no meaningful change to the game with that list. So, and that's what I told people after I've listened, like a fly on the wall, just paid attention and kind of just absorbed. Is what I finally told people is I just said, you allowed this because you didn't protest. You guys were cool with it because a ban list happened. And nobody just stood up and said, wait, this thing sucks. So, that's your fault, player base. That's your fault. So, how do people feel about going forward? They think it's just going to be history repeating itself. We're just going to continue along with the Tier 0 deck, and every time there will be a very blatant best deck in the format, and then decks going underneath it going forward. That kind of sucks. I don't want that kind of formats. I want it can be any given day, you know? And I missed the format of AGOV right before Snake Eye came out. I miss all of that. We had a 30 deck format. Like, Flu showed up to her, YC hasn't won it. You know? It just kind of sucks, you know? And I'm not gonna lie, I've posted a lot of my stuff that I've been holding on to in hopes of just selling off the majority of my collection and decks and everything. I kept Sword Soul. But like, to me, the care from Konami is not there. There is none. There is no care towards the player base and the state of the game and making the player base happy. It's only what's going to fill our wallets, and I'm just not going to keep falling for that. So my encouragement to you guys, people who naysay about the ban list, people who like the list, just stick around for what you're cool with. If you're not cool with this, there's Lorcana, One Piece, there's Magic, there's Pokemon, there's all kinds of games you can jump into, man. And you don't have to worry, like, you will find a deck you like in a game that has a good, meaningful meta, you know? So, and competing will always be there in every TCG. It will be. I'm not even going to talk about price. There will always be a way to compete in a TCG. So, it's there. To the people who like the ban list, hey, I'm glad this was your cup of tea. Make it make sense to me, because it doesn't logically make sense to me. But good for you. But to the player base, I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so about this list. And to the people who are sitting here saying that don't worry, they're gonna fix things in the future, you just sound like a broken record, and you're just lying to yourself. You're just getting yourself blue-balled again. Like, stop that. They're never going to make this game not be toxic. Konami will never do that because they don't got the balls to. They're going to keep the game toxic in every way that they can, because of that toxic nature and environment that they create. It encourages you to go and buy $1,000 decks because you want to be a part of the herd. You're sheeple. So be different, you know. I've heard some stories that locals people are all agreeing, hey, if we all go to locals tonight, nobody's playing Snake Eye, nobody's playing Ubel. Like, they're agreeing to this, and it's happening, and that's cool. Like, I'm glad for you. My community is all about winning and getting the win and getting that extra pack and all those things, so you'll never hear that here. But kudos to those people, you know. I am in no way a competitive player. I don't play it wisely as it is. I'll play a regional if it's like in Colorado sometime, but I just play locals. So for me, the ban list will never be good enough, and I accepted that about 3 ban lists ago. Because I don't play tier 0. I don't even play tier 1 3/4 of the time. Like, I'm a very much like rogue tier 2, tier 3 player. Those are the decks I play because they're fun to me. So it just doesn't pertain to me. But those are my thoughts. Those are what I've heard. Those are the things I've seen. So let me know what you guys think. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please be kind, be respectful, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.